All right, we are live. So we got the Congress is about to certify the 2024 election. There is some news that I want to get into today while we wait. I am going to be watching this on Fox News, giving commentary and such. But while we're waiting for that, I'll talk about some news that we have for the day. So we have this from the Gateway Pundit. Let me go ahead and, oh, I meant to have that already open. Oops. Okay, so we have this from the Gateway Pundit. So it looks like the biggest DC snowstorm in years threatens to derail the 2024 election certification as Congress flees Capitol despite advisory to stay. So looks like, yeah, look, they have a picture here. That's crazy. So just littered with snow. Probably won't be seeing any protests today. I doubt anyone's going to do anything in the snow. Protesters don't like to show up in bad weather. A powerful winter storm is set to sweep through the nation's capital, potentially delivering the heaviest snowfall seen since January 2022, or even as far back as 2019. This looming weather event threatens to disrupt Monday's planned certification of the 2024 presidential election results. The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning in Washington, D.C., effective from 10 p.m. Sunday until 1 a.m. Tuesday, forecasting heavy mixed precipitation and urging residents to avoid travel during this period. So hopefully this doesn't interrupt anything. I know Mike Johnson, the speaker, did say to make sure you stay in DC to ensure that, the certification goes without a hitch. The severe weather is likely to impact the aviation and render roads impassable, posing significant challenges for the Monday morning and evening commutes. Timing couldn't be more consequential, with the heaviest snowfall forecasted Monday during the Monday morning commute, the very day Congress is set to certify the presidential election results, which that will be going up in about 12 or 13 minutes, and I'll be watching that. So January 6th at 1 p.m., Congress must certify President Trump's historic election. Washington has a winter storm warning on January 5th through the 7th, expecting possible a foot of snow. Many members of Congress left town this weekend, even though they were told to stay. I'm here and we will walk to the Capitol if I have to. So that is from Marjorie Taylor Greene. So they're reporting that some people did leave. I feel like if you did leave, you did it on purpose because you wanted to have an excuse to not come in to work. Wrote on X, unless Elon Musk has figured out how to control the weather, it looks bad. If you are a Republican member of Congress, I'd get to Washington. We have a President Donald Trump to certify. So yeah, they are worried that they're not going to be able to get it, but we'll see how many people show up once the stream goes live. So let me go ahead and go over to what's being talked about on Twitter. So Twitter has a thread. I was going to play this from Kamala Harris. Today, I will perform my constitutional duty as vice president to certify the results of the 2024 election. This duty is a sacred obligation, one I will uphold guided by love of country, loyalty to our Constitution, and unwavering faith in the American people. Now, I'm not a big fan of Kamala Harris, but I do appreciate her comments. So let's play this video.
Is one of the most fundamental principles of American democracy. As much as any other principle, it is what distinguishes our system of government from monarchy or tyranny. Today at the United States Capitol, I will perform my constitutional duty as Vice President of the United States to certify the results of the 2024 election. This duty is a sacred obligation, one I will uphold, guided by love of country, loyalty to our Constitution, and my unwavering faith in the American people. As we have seen, our democracy can be fragile. And it is up to then each one of us to stand up for our most cherished principles and to make sure that in America, our government always remains of the people, by the people, and for the people. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
So overall, I'd say pretty good video by Kamala Harris. I do appreciate the words, especially as if you didn't see my recent video, which you likely didn't, but there's been protests and stuff like that, and legal scholars or something like that, or just like legal advisors, calling for Donald Trump to not be certified because they're citing the 14th Amendment in Section 3, where it says that if you've incited an insurrection, you cannot hold a political office. But we have tweets from senators and stuff like that, representatives, talking about how they're going to be here in the snow. Today is January 6th, and Donald J. Trump is the president-elect. That's Dan Bongino. So it's just a lot of tweets from people saying that they're going to come in and certify him. But I do appreciate Kamala Harris's statements, as people, of course, have been telling Congress members not to certify, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I've even seen people calling for their own January 6th or storming the Capitol on the 19th or the 20th. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I don't know, like, I guess they didn't like January 6th, but they want to do their own January 6th. That's kind of what it feels like anyway. I think they just went live. Let me go ahead and check that out. Okay, let me see. Did they go live? Okay, it is live, but I don't think we're there yet. They're just getting ready. The House is in recess, and they'll come back. Well, that's 12:55 p.m., but I'm in Pacific Standard Time, so they should be back in a few minutes. So, but I didn't really have anything else to share about the Congress. I guess we can talk about, and let me see if I can pull this up. The House passed a bill to deport convicted sex offenders, and there was a bunch of Democrats that didn't vote on it, which, of course, why would they? So let me move this over here. Okay, so you should be able to see it now. Okay, so yeah, there was 158 Democrats that voted against the deporting all illegal immigrants who committed sex crimes. Protect all women and children. That's from MAGA Voice on Twitter, and Elon Musk is sharing it. He says, "Thank you, Nancy." So yeah, here it is. Republicans, can we at least deport all and 150 Democrats, no. So they won't even concede on deporting just absolute degenerates. They won't even concede on that. They don't want to deport anybody, it seems. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. I thought we would at least agree on that. I mean, here, I have this tweet. Here, let me move it over. Like, at least, there were a little over 50 Democrats that actually did agree with Republicans on this, because this should be a unanimous. There should be 0 nays. I couldn't find the actual bill itself, but unless there's something in the bill that they try to sneak in, because politicians like to do that. But as of if it's all it is deportation of migrants for sex offenses, then yeah, that should be 100% yeah. That should be 0 nays. But I don't know. Our government is absolutely insane, I guess. And then let me see. What else do I have here? Here's all the names of the people that voted against it, of course. Let me move that over. So Mario Knopfel on X has a list of everybody. These are the 158 Democrats who voted against deporting sex offenders. Alabama, Terry Sewell. I'm not going to read all of them, but of course, a lot of California. Of course, I'm honestly not surprised. California is a sanctuary state, and I have personal experiences with illegal immigrants that should not be here because of the crimes they've committed, but California doesn't give a crap. Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, whatever state you're in, pay attention to this. I can't do much living in California. I'm going to vote how I'm going to vote. And that's not gonna, I'm not gonna change much because California is California. But look at your states. These are the people that voted against it. So Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, even people in Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York. Just go through and find where your state is and find out the representatives that decided to vote against this, because this should have been 100% yes. This should have been a unanimous decision. Can we at least agree to deport the sex offenders? Can we at least agree to do that? The illegal sex offenders? Like the people that weren't supposed to be here already and then they committed sex offenses, like could we get rid of them at least? No, maybe not. Stupid. I mean, thankfully it did pass. So I guess we will be getting rid of them, but that number should be 0. That's absolutely insane. Let's see, what else do I have here? They should be coming back in very soon. Let me see. Am I still live? There we go. Okay, I guess I'm watching it on Fox News. It's not quite there yet. And then in other news, Justin Trudeau has announced he is going to resign. I'll go ahead and move that over. Get rid of some of these tabs. I got a lot of tabs now. Let me move this over here. Yeah. All right, so this is from Nick Sartor on X. Breaking leftist Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has officially announced that he will resign. He highlighted his greatest achievements as being funding for Ukraine and climate change. This comes just weeks after President Trump put immense pressure on Justin Trudeau to stop the flow of illegals coming to the United States from Canada or face large tariffs. So he says the Trump effect. So I have not watched this video. I wanted to watch it live on stream. So let's go ahead and see what Trudeau says.
I've also had a chance to reflect and have had long talks with my family about our future. Throughout the course of my career, any success I have personally achieved has been because of their support and with their encouragement. So last night over dinner, I told my kids about the decision that I'm sharing with you today. I intend to resign as party leader, as Prime Minister, after the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive process. Last
sounds like the live stream is starting.
To the Liberal Party to begin that process. This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election.
Oh, I completely agree. You are definitely not the best option for Canada. Canada deserves way better than you. So let's go ahead and move over to this live stream. If there's any news you guys want me to bring up while we're watching, go ahead and let me know on Twitter. Alright, so Speaker Mike Johnson. Using my phone to look at the chat. I don't have a great setup, so I'm working with what I got. Kamala Harris and Speaker Mike Johnson are chatting it up. Waiting for everybody to quiet down and get into their seats. I'm not sure how long this will take. I know in 2020 it took about 2 hours. I don't know if I'll live stream the entire thing. Just wanted to show some of it and have some commentary over it. What's the chat saying? This is on Fox News. My computer takes forever to load. There we go. What a stupid show. Is that water or alcohol? Cackle time. Game over, 47. Harris always has been and always will be an unqualified. Is she wearing knee pads? Oh, jeez. Freedom at last, baby. Oh no, an ad.
The lowest priced health plans
Oh god.
at Health
Mute,
for California.
mute. Okay, there we go. I do not have ad blocker. I don't use ad blocker. I like to support the people I watch. See what's going on Twitter while we're waiting for this. I'll pull up Twitter on another tab, see what they got talking about on here. Probably close some of these other tabs. I don't know if it's just me, but Kamala Harris looks a little sick. I wouldn't be surprised though. They are in the middle of a snowstorm. Maybe she's got a cold. What's going on Twitter while this is going down? Anybody talking about it on Twitter? Oh, maybe I'll talk about that later. Elon Musk urges liberation of Britain, sparks UK outrage. Let's see. So this is going on right now. Let's see. Is anyone talking? Look at the latest. A lot of people are celebrating. Yeah, there's a lot of people tweeting their support for Trump. I don't think there's anything I really need to show on screen right now. Marjorie Taylor Greene, January 6th, President Trump's election day, certification day. Yep. Feel like they're gonna waste a bunch of time because they don't have anywhere to go. There's a massive snowstorm in DC right now. If you didn't catch that at the beginning of the live stream, so there's probably not gonna be any protest or anything today, thankfully. But people were calling for the Democrat version of January 6th. Of course, they're citing Article 14, Section 3 of the Constitution, saying that Donald Trump incited an insurrection, which bars him from holding political office. But, I mean, even if that were true, which it's not, he can get 2/3 of Congress to get rid of that disqualification. That is also in the Constitution, so... They look like they're having a lot of fun. They're just waiting. They're just waiting just like us. I'm going to take this time to say subscribe to the channel, guys. I'm trying to reach 500 by the end of the year. I'm at 73 currently, so we'll see if we can get there by the end of the year. That'd be pretty cool. I'll pull up the chat again. The chat was kind of funny. Just worried they're gonna say something that I shouldn't say on YouTube. Oh, jeez, chat's going too fast. Let's read some of this. Room full of crooks, yeah. Daddy's home. It's all a big movie set, yeah. The loser has to certify Trump. Yeah, I thought about that too. That is kind of crazy. Kamala Harris literally has to certify the person that beat her. She doesn't look too bummed to be there, though. She looks like she's handling it fine. She's just kind of waiting for everyone to, you know, get into their seats. Will Kamala cackle or cry? I'm positive we could have Kamala cackle a little bit. She has a nervous cackle. It's bound to happen, I feel. Oh geez, that just shot up. Fake, hee-haw, phony loser. Just people just talking crap in the live stream here. Oh, she's crying. She's not crying. Nose won't stop. Well, yeah, she's probably got a cold. It's literally a snowstorm. Allergies, allergies. Vance for 2028. We'll see how Vance does. We'll see how Vance does the next few years. I'm not so on Vance for the next election just yet. I want to see how he performs first. Oh, I'm sure it's your allergies. No, she probably has a cold or something. She looks sick. F both those clowns. I mean, yeah, kinda. I didn't want Mike Johnson to be speaker again. Me personally. Kamala change clothes. What? Pooh Brown is not a good look. That's not even... That's very dark. But okay. God bless America. Amen. Kamala the loot. Wait. Kalama? spelled their name wrong, bro. Keith Sneed. Wow, 33k watching. Oh, not on my live stream. I got... How many do I have watching? I have 3 watching. Hell yeah. 3 more watching than if I didn't live stream though, right? That and this will be a video after, so people could always tune in after the fact too. Just trying to keep it interesting, trying to read some of these comments. I'll read your comments too if you want to comment down below. I don't have them pulled up on my computer. I have them pulled up on my phone though. Are they calling to order? Order in Congress. Bang it harder.
Mr. Speaker and members of Congress,
One of the last times you get to bang it harder.
to the Constitution and laws of the United States, the Senate and House of Representatives are meeting in joint
Not
session
sponsored.
to verify the certificates and count the votes
I'm just an
of
addict.
the electors of the several states for President and Vice President of the United States. After ascertainment has been had that the certificates are authentic and correct in form, the tellers will count and make a list of the votes cast by the electors of the several states. The tellers on the part of the 2 houses will take their places at the clerk's desk.
All right, so now they have to go through and verify everything. It's like sports for me. It's like my team just won the Super Bowl. I'm not really a Republican though. I just lean more Republican lately because they have more common sense. I would gladly vote Democrat if they actually made sense every now and again, but lately they have not. So,
Without objection,
all right, let me close the chat so we can get this full screened.
With reading formal portions of the certificates, after ascertaining that the certificates are regular in form and authentic, the tellers will announce the votes cast by the electors for each state, beginning with Alabama.
Keep bumping my microphone. I have to use the mouse pad on my laptop because I don't have enough plugins for my camera mic and my mouse pad. So,
Madam President,
gotta do what you gotta do.
certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Alabama seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 9 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 9 votes for vice president.
Who was that? That was Florida?
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Alaska seems to be regular in form
Alaska.
and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 3 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 3 votes for vice president.
So we have to sit. They have to go through. I've never actually sat and watched the whole thing. That's kind of why I wanted to do the live stream. I actually wanted to see.
The certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Arizona seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 11 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 11 votes for vice president.
Nice. Oh, looks like I got a note on my I got a note on my live stream. There's the it's talking about the 2024 United States elections. I got a note on my live stream. Nice.
And J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 6 votes for vice president.
Oh, you know what? I did not share my live stream to X. Oops. Go ahead and share my live stream to X real quick.
President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of California seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 54 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 54 votes for vice president.
I shared it last night, but I totally forgot to share it today. I wonder if any of the states will not certify.
The certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Colorado seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 10 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 10 votes for vice president.
So they go through each state and count how much they got.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Connecticut seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 7 votes.
We all knew
for
California was going to vote that way.
Of the state of Minnesota received 7 votes for vice president.
No one is surprised, though I would have liked them to vote differently.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Delaware seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 3 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 3 votes for vice president.
Has Tim Walz even said anything since the election? I haven't seen anything about him since the election.
Madam President,
And I actually pay attention to the news.
the electoral vote of the District of Columbia seems to be irregular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California.
Kamala looks, yeah, she looks sick or like tired.
And Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota.
Like she looks a little pale.
Received 3 votes for vice president.
And that's not me trying to like dig at her. That's like, she just genuinely looks sick.
Madam President, the certificate
Maybe she should be wearing a mask.
of the state of Florida seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 30 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 30 votes for vice president.
Madam
Yeah, I don't know how I would
the
feel if I was in Kamala Harris's shoes.
electoral vote of the state of Georgia
Literally have to sit there and wait for everyone to go through and count up the votes against you.
From that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 16 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 16 votes for vice president.
The hell was that? It sounded like someone coughed up a lung in the background.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Hawaii seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 4 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota
I think the most exciting part about this is the news we're gonna get tomorrow, or whenever the snowstorm goes away. All the people that end up protesting, they're like, "Oh, they shouldn't have certified it. They shouldn't have certified it. He's an insurrectionist."
In form and
That'll be fun. That'll be great. I can't wait for that. That'll be great.
That Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida
Wonderful.
received
Absolutely wonderful. I can't
votes
wait.
for President, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 4 votes for vice president.
Trying to watch myself live on my phone, and my phone keeps turning off. Very rude.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Illinois seems to be regular in form and authentic. And it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 19 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 19 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate.
They're just like cycling back and forth, taking turns. How does who determines who announces what?
And it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida.
Is it just like one after another? Like, all right, you call this one, I'll call the next one.
The state of Ohio received 11 votes for vice president.
Noticing on the back of those folders, they have yeah, FedEx. They have FedEx on the back of them.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Iowa seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 6 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received.
Let's see. I started this stream about 30 minutes ago. Let's see how long it takes them to actually get through this, because they started about 15 minutes ago.
The certificate of the electoral
Well,
vote of the
no, it took
state
them
of
like
Kansas
5-10 minutes
seems
to.
to be
So it's been like 10 minutes since they started doing this.
It appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 6 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 6 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote.
I wonder if anyone didn't make it today because they left and then got stuck in the snowstorm. I hope everyone's there today. This is kind of important, and it's their job. You would think they'd be there.
The state of Ohio received 8 votes for vice president.
I didn't see them do a roll call, though. I guess it doesn't matter. Why is that one much larger than all the other ones?
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Louisiana.
Just handed her a friggin' poster board.
Seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 8 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 8 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral.
Why does Mike Johnson keep getting up?
vote
Just stay up if you're gonna get up, dude.
Form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 3 votes for president, and Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 1 vote for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 3 votes for vice president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 1 vote for vice president.
Like, no one clapped on that one. that was a mixed reaction.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Maryland seems to be regular in form and authentic.
Yeah, just look at Kamala Harris's face. She looks sick. She looks like she's got congestion and stuff.
Received 10 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state.
Like, I'm sure people are gonna comment that she like looks sad or whatever because she lost the election, but I don't think that's what it is. I think she's actually just sick. And if that's the case, you know, maybe she should be wearing a mask, like I said. Like, she's sitting there blowing her nose and stuff. Maybe she should put on a mask.
Madam President, the certificate
They're supposed to work, right?
of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 11 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 11 votes for vice president.
What if they count everything and it turns out that Kamala Harris did one? This country would be in ruin.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Michigan seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 15 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 15 votes for vice president.
Why can't they just stand up and do that? She didn't move.
The electoral vote of the state of Minnesota seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 10 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 10 votes for vice president.
She could just stand up there and call it. I feel like this is a waste of time. You're just like cycling through 3 different people to call it out. Why?
President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Mississippi seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 6 votes for president.
This really is just like a show. It's just like they're putting on an act because like they're not going through it in front of us. They're not like they're not verifying it in front of us. They already have it all verified. Now they're just announcing that it's been verified.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral
They literally could just have this dude or one of the other ladies there literally just stand there with all the packets, be like, all right, these states have been certified and are regular, and they just go through the states, be like, all right, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. They don't need to they don't need to keep cycling through people. This is stupid. Look, oh, cycle again. Let's play a drinking game. Every time they switch a speaker. No, let's not do that. Don't do that. You'll get hurt.
It appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 4 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 4
Add another
votes
pinch of
for
weed
vice
to your bowl
president.
every time they switch. There you go. If you smoke weed, add another pinch. And then at the end, take a rip of whatever's in the bowl.
The certificate of the electoral
Could do that.
vote of
That'd
the
be
state of
easier.
Nebraska
Can't be
seems to
doing shots every time they switch. You get alcohol poisoning.
And it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 4 votes for president, and Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 1 vote for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 4 votes for vice president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 1 vote for vice president.
Like nobody claps when they give electoral votes to both candidates. No one claps.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Nevada seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 6 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 6 votes for vice president.
A little bit of clapping. See, look, Mike Johnson claps when it's Trump. They don't clap when it's both.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of New Hampshire seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 4 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 4 votes for vice president.
Mike Johnson didn't clap. It's probably all the Democrats clapping. They're just clapping for their side.
The certificate of the electoral vote of the state of New Jersey seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 14 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 14 votes for vice president.
Should have a counter. Should have a counter up on the board. I want to see Trump and Kamala's score as they go through and count them.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of New Mexico seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 5 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 5 votes for vice president.
Really? There's people wooing.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of New York seems to be regular in form and
Oh, I wonder which way New York went.
therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 28 votes for president. Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 28 votes for vice president.
I mean, to be fair, I'm making jokes about New York, but New York, it was actually kind of close. Closer than you would think, anyway.
President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of North Carolina seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 16 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 16 votes for vice president.
I just realized my video cropped out the Fox News icon. I am watching this on Fox News.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of North Dakota seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 3 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 3 votes for vice president.
Oh my, whoa. Okay, I said the last one was a poster board. That's a friggin' poster board. What the frick?
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Ohio.
Yeah, why is that one like 5 times bigger than all the other
J.
ones?
Trump of the state of Florida received 17 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 17 votes for vice president.
That one's huge. Why? Why is that one so big? Standing ovation?
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Oklahoma seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 7 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 7 votes for vice president.
Yeah, I don't like that they keep swapping each other out. That's stupid.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Oregon seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 8 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 8 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania seems to be regular in form and
Ooh,
authentic,
Pennsylvania.
and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida
That's right.
received 19 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 19 votes for vice president.
I'll say this is gonna be a lot of clapping on that one. No standing ovation, Mike Johnson. That's the state that came in first before the other ones. That's how we knew Trump
Madam
won.
President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Rhode Island seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears there.
I forget Rhode Island's a state.
Harris of the state of California received 4 votes for president.
It's so small.
Walz of the state of Minnesota received 4 votes for vice president.
And that's not a dig at Rhode Island.
President,
I've never been. I don't know anything about Rhode Island. I just know it's a small state.
the state of
I just
South
forget it's a state
Carolina
sometimes.
seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 9 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 9 votes for vice president.
Fantastic.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote.
Yeah, looks like this is going off without a hitch.
Seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 3 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 3 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Tennessee seems to be regular in form and authentic.
How many more states do we have to go through?
Appears therefrom that
We've gone through at
Donald J.
least
Trump
like
of the
30
state
now,
of
right?
Florida received 11 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 11 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Texas seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom
Just
that
people
Donald
cheering
J.
for
Trump
Texas
of the state of Florida
already.
received 40 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of
Mike
the state
Johnson's
of
laughing
Ohio
back there.
received 40 votes for vice president.
A lot of clapping for Texas, damn.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Utah seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 6 votes for president, and J.D. Vance from the state of Ohio received.
Here's what you gotta do.
ad.
Use this app. It's called Case Connect Compensation
Whoa,
Calculator.
whoa, whoa,
Now,
whoa.
what's dope?
Skip. Did not consent to any ads.
Seems to be regular in form and
The only ads I want are the ones on my channel, and I don't get those yet.
Harris of the state of California received 3 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 3 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the Commonwealth of Virginia seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 13 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state
Democrats
of
won
Minnesota
Virginia?
received 13 votes for vice president.
Interesting.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Washington seems to be regular in form and authentic.
I'd just like to note that I made a video the other day talking about what was I talking about? What was the video about? I forget what the video was about. I've made a lot of videos recently, but in the video I compared Donald Trump and Kamala Harris to the South Park episode where they were deciding a new mascot, and it was between a turd and a douche sandwich. And I got comments. I don't get a lot of comments, but I got comments from one person each on opposite sides. So I guess I pissed off both Trump fans and I pissed off Kamala Harris fans. So I must be doing something right, because one comment was like I couldn't hold a candle to Trump, which I thought was funny, and then I said Kamala Harris is the turd sandwich and then Donald Trump's the douche. Yeah, he might be a douche, but at least he has a purpose. And someone commented that poop has a lot of uses, mainly for agricultural. They didn't say it as. They didn't even say agricultural. They said for growing food, and that I need to get a better education. Which, yeah, sure, you can turn poop into fertilizer, but that is such a stretch, and you can take that in so many different places. Like, yeah, she herself isn't useful, but what comes after she gets put into the ground is useful. That like I don't get it. I don't get what they were trying to say, but I pissed off both sides, so I must be doing something right.
And J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 3 votes for vice president.
Members of Congress, the certificates having been read, the tellers will ascertain and deliver the result to the President of the Senate.
The undersigned, Deb Fisher and Amy Klobuchar, tellers on the part of the Senate, and Brian Steele and Joseph Morelli, tellers on the part of the House of Representatives, report the following as the result of the ascertainment and counting of the electoral vote for President and Vice President of the United States for the term beginning on the 20th day of January, 2025.
Exactly 2 weeks from now. Exactly 2 weeks.
State of the vote for the President of the United States as delivered to the President of the Senate is as follows. The whole number of the electors appointed to vote for President of the United States is 538. Within that whole number, the majority is 270. The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes. Kamala D. Harris
Come on, cackle, cackle. Okay, there's the hammer. Hit it harder, come on.
Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 226 votes.
Of course, Democrats got to show their support. They got to get that in there. She's like, yeah, I appreciate it. Doesn't mean much. Hit the hammer. Oh, you didn't hit it as hard. You hit it even softer.
The whole number of electors appointed to vote for Vice President of the United States is 538. Within that whole number, a majority is 270. The votes for Vice President of the United States are as follows. J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio has received 300.
Do some states allow you to vote separately on that? Because I was not allowed to in California. I could only vote for Trump and Vance as a partnership. I could not vote separately.
Votes.
You barely smack that thing. Smack it. This might be like one of the few times you get to do it.
The Senate shall be deemed a sufficient declaration of the persons elected, President and Vice President of the United States, each for a term beginning on the 20th day of January 2025, and shall be entered together with the list of the votes on the journals of the House and the Senate. Thank you very much.
Nice. Is there anything else? Are they going to do anything else? So the election has been certified. Donald Trump is now president-elect. We will see him in the White House in about 2 weeks. So it looks like they're closing up here. Let's see what the comments are.
The purpose of the joint Senate having been concluded pursuant to Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 2, the 119th Congress, the chair declares this joint session dissolved. Thank you.
All right, there we go. Yeah, I guess they're done. Let's see what the comments are saying, and I want to see the live chat before I end the stream. I want to read some of their comments. Where's the live chat? Open panel. Let's see what some of the comments are saying. Come on, computer, you can load. There we go. Bye, madame. President Musk and his king. Get her a barf bucket. Boom. Kentucky for Trump. Oh, looks like they're going. TV screened. Bye-bye, witch. Trump. Now disappear. She didn't say who won. Yeah, she did. So happy for the new administration. Hey, goodbye. Wait, what? Alakablam. Okay. Burn, baby, burn. I don't know what that means. MAGA frog, MAGA frog, MAGA frog. Still can't do her job. What do you mean? She actually did pretty well. I have nothing bad to say about her. And if she is feeling sick, I hope she feels better. Bye-bye. Lol, they still have to tell her how. What? Oh, like tell her how to end it? She looks sick. She's probably can't even think right now, dude. I'm surprised she was speaking coherently. She didn't even cackle. Good on her. She didn't even cackle. That took 47 minutes. Yeah, that was a lot quicker than the other live stream from 4 years ago. Trump, Trump, Trump. She ran out of there? No, she probably, like I said, she doesn't feel well. I guess people don't see it. Where is the closest bar? Is that the same house or same blouse from the debate? I don't know, is it? Get her a drink? No, I don't think she needs a drink right now. Kamala is dissolved. Kamala, you're fired. So I was saying, that was one of the, like, last time she gets to hit the gavel, and she's barely smacking that thing. All right. Anyway, let me go ahead and pull up my Twitter. So thank you guys for those of you that did tune in today. This was the first ever live stream I have conducted. Hopefully it went well. I'm not too sure, as I have never live streamed before. So I'm surprised my computer can even handle a live stream. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I post daily content. There's not a lot of news today, but if there's a story that catches my eye, I might talk about the Tommy Robinson stuff going on in the UK. I might make a video about that, but we'll see. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Oh, excuse me. Of course, I got to do that right at the end of my live stream. Follow me on Twitter at Tyler Rittenauer. You can follow Tyler Today News. I do have a Tyler Today News Twitter account as well, but I just have that just so no one takes the name, and I just kind of repost my stuff on there. So main account is Tyler Rittenauer. That is my name. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for daily news content. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate everyone that did. And let me figure out how to end the live stream. Okay, there we go. All right, I figured out how to end it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good one. Peace out.